Hi YouTube, it's Princess Diamond. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing some super full boho locks. I'll give you guys the technique, all of the hair that I used, and everything that you need to know. So this style was inspired by Jadalocstudio. I will link her Instagram page down below so you guys can go check her out. Absolutely amazing work that she does, and when I seen one of her videos in doing this style, I knew I wanted to try it to see if I could perfect it and see if this is something that I want to add to my list of services that I provide. So I'm starting out with just creating natural parting, so natural round parting, and I am just plaiting each part down about maybe 2 inches down, 2 to 3 inches down. And then I am going to add in the soft locks. Now the locks that I'm using today is from a company called Laud & Co. I'm not really familiar with this brand, so I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but these are the new locks, and each pack comes with 24 locks, and I did use 3 packs of these total. They're very similar to like Bobbi Boss new locks if you're familiar with that brand. So I wanted to go with something that is like soft locks, that's lightweight, soft, not too stiff, not too hard or anything like that. Okay, so we're adding these to the plaits, and just similar to how we do like the soft locks, we are just going to add it into the braid and braid the locks within the plait itself. And I am going to show this again a little slow down for those who may need to see how I added that in, but we're just going to continue to braid this all the way down. All right, so on my second plait there, I'm going to slow it down for you guys. So again, we're doing a regular plait. Braid it down about 2-3 inches. Just braid it down to where you want to, and then add in the locks. So as you can see, it's pre-looped, so I'm just putting one strand of the braid that I was doing through the lock. I'm going to take that strand and I'm going to add it to the other strand, one other strand of the braid. So now we got 1 strand of braid, 2 strand of braid, and 3 strand using the lock as the 3rd strand for the braid, and then we're just going to braid that in. So we're just going to continue to braid it all the way down. I would suggest to braid it down as far down as you can. If you're working on a client with super long hair, it is going to take a little bit more time, but I do recommend braiding it down as far down as you can. And this is what we are looking like. This is the finished result. Very lightweight, very simple. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, you guys. We're not done. All right, so after this part, now I'm just going to section it into 3 parts. So I'm going to take the left side, put it to the side, take the right side, put it to the side, and start with just the middle side. And I'm just going to cut it. Make sure, obviously, you cut past your client's hair. But this part is just going to be determined on how long you want the locks to be. So we're just going to cut it about right above where the chair is. And then I'm going to go on the other side, and I'm just going to match where I'm cutting it to make it even all across. Now to wrap the locks, I am using Linda Collection Spring Twist hair, and I'll speak more on this hair in a little bit. Okay, so for what I think is most important, the curls for the locks, we're using hair from Ywigs. This is their water deep wave hair. It is 18 inches long, and this is 4 bundles. I've used Ywigs hair so many times before. You can never go wrong with their hair. You definitely can try a different curl texture if you would like, but again, the one that I'm using is their water deep wave. So to start this out, I'm going to take a section of the spring twist hair, and I'm going to crochet that at the root or the base of the plait. And I'm only going to leave a very short section on one side that's going to stay near the braid, and kind of loosely wrap that around the braid. The long piece I'm going to take and begin to tightly wrap around the braid like so. And then I'm going to take the human hair curls. I'll lay this flat up against the braid like so. Wrap the spring twist hair around it once, and then fold that short piece down and wrap around that at least 2 times. Okay, and then I'm going to take the long end of the human hair curls and leave that out, and then continue to wrap down. So as I'm wrapping, you can see I'm trying to unravel that spring twist hair, and that is why if I did this again, I would not use Linda Collection spring twist hair. I would probably go for Expression Twisted Up, because that hair is already kind of like unraveled and untangled, whereas the Linda Collection hair is still kind of in place. So it just takes more time to have to unravel it, and I'd rather just skip that work since doing this is enough work as it is. So I will link the hair that I'm using as well as the hair that I recommend using down in the description. If you're confused on what I'm doing, please keep watching. I will slow it down and get closer up for those who need that, so just keep on watching. But for each lock that I am doing, I'm adding 7 pieces of my curls to the lock, and then I add one at the ends, and of course I'll show you guys how the ends are done, which is pretty similar. But yeah, so all together each lock has a total of 8 curly pieces sticking out, and the curly pieces are fairly thick. They're not very like thin as far as like the piece size goes, because we are going for that super full, weave sew-in bundle look. You want to add as many pieces and thicker pieces as you can. And then of course, if you don't want the look as full, then you would just add less curly pieces to each lock. To add the curly piece at the ends, I'm going to do the same thing. We're placing the curl directly on the braid, laying it flat. I'm going to wrap the spring twist around the curl in the braid once. Then I'm going to fold the short piece down, and then I'm just going to continue to wrap all the way down. Now, since these are the curls on the ends, I'm not going to move that curly piece up. It's just going to continue to lay flat, and I'm going to continue to wrap all the way until I get to the end of that soft lock. And then I'm going to wrap back up a little bit, and then I'm going to knot it. And that's it. So these are how many pieces I have on each lock. This is about the spacing of the locks, and this is what it looks like. So as promised, I'm going to show you guys again a little bit slower. So using my crochet hook, I'm going to stick it right through the base of the braid, and I'm going to pull that spring twist through. And then as you guys can see, I have a very short piece that's going to lay up against the braid. And that short piece, I'm going to loosely wrap it around that braid. That just gives a little extra security. So now the long piece that we're going to be wrapping with is what I'm going to use to start wrapping from the base going down. And I'm not wrapping these like you would with soft locks where you're leaving some space. I'm wrapping these pretty like close together and kind of like on top of each other, making sure that I am fully hiding the braid. So once I wrap going down a couple times, I'm going to add in the human hair curl. Now the curl just lays flat up against the braid with the short end sticking up. And I'm going to take the spring twist hair and wrap around both the curl and the braid one time, and then I'm going to fold that short blunt end down, and then I'm going to wrap around it 2 times, and then I'm going to take the long end of that human hair curl and pull it out so it can stay out, and then I'm going to continue to wrap down. And so you'll just continue to wrap this down until you're ready to add in another human hair piece. And again, this is just determined on how full you want your look to be. So if you want to add in a lot of pieces, you're going to be adding them really close together. So here it is again. The blunt short end is pointing up. I wrap it around once and then fold it downward, and then I wrap over it twice. And then I'm going to leave out that long curly end. And then I'm going to continue to wrap. And I'm wrapping these curls in like this, guys, so that way they don't slide out, they don't slip out. If your client wants to, is trying to detangle her hair, is brushing the curls through, they're not going to come out later. If you were to just lay these curls flat up against the braid, let's say you lay them upside down where the blunt end is facing downward and you just wrap down, they're going to slide right out. So this is just a little bit of security to ensure that they stay put. And I know there's probably multiple different ways that you can add these curls in, but this is the way I think will just do for me. And I'm going to show the bottom part again just to show it slow down. So I'm adding that human hair, same way, laying flat, wrapping it around one time, and then folding it down and wrapping it again. And as you can see, that spring twist hair is kind of running out, but I'm not yet towards the bottom. So I'm just going to add a short piece of spring twist hair to that to continue to be able to wrap down. So if you run out of your spring twist hair as you're wrapping, you can always add more spring twist hair and continue to wrap. So this is just a small short piece that I'm just adding, and then I'm just going to continue wrapping all the way down, because you want to wrap all the way down to where the soft lock ends. So once you get to that point, or once I get to that point, then I begin to wrap upward. And again, this is just security. So wrap upward until the spring twist hair is no longer. But before it ends, I'm going to create a knot. Wrap again, create another knot. Again, just security, just to ensure that it doesn't come out. And that's it. And so again, you can see how many pieces I'm adding. Basically, I'm adding curls all the way throughout the locks because we want these to be super full. So we're adding as much as we possibly can. So there's curls throughout this entire lock. All right. So now we're at the finished result. I did spray this down with a lot of water and some leave-in conditioner just to manage the curls. So once you're done, depending on your curl pattern that you're going for, you can spray them down. And this is what she looks like. I think these are just so pretty. I am genuinely just so obsessed with these full boho locks. I love them, and I just want to perfect them and be able to add it to my service. My model is so beautiful, giving face, and her smile always gets me every time. She's so pretty. But shout out to Ywigs. The curls were definitely beautiful. I love them. Y'all be sure to check them out. Link is down in the description below. Let me know what y'all think of this style. Do y'all like this full look, that weave, that bundle look? I absolutely love it. I want to do it again. I want to perfect it. I think I can do them a lot better. But let me know if y'all would want to see it again. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you guys stay blessed, stay protected, and stay filled with love and peace.